Hey guys, so scraping sucks, but you know sucks more? Arguably most APIs. But don't you worry, because I got a solution, and it's called Scrap Even Harder. Because the OG way of writing scrapers is that you try to be extremely specific. You write the scraper, you maintain the scraper, and they, even if they are not trying to do countermeasures against you, they just suck so bad at their job that they break their own website on accident. At least those who are making countermeasures are predictable, but no one can predict. Just doing dumb things for no reason. Alright, so Virgin API consumer fears HTML limited to what API can do has to identify himself for read-only APIs. By the way, I do prefer APIs if they're not stupid. And also they are not greedy. API provider takes away his endpoints. Oh my god. Tokens. Quota. Has to worry about quota. Yeah, that sucks so bad. You could be testing and like, oh yeah, you reach your quota, man. It's like, yeah, but I was like really not ready testing. Well, how about like pay up? Like, I don't wanna. Things that he's making his life easier. Well, the right APIs work okay. Bexy's user for OAuth. API keys, yeah. Data is 10 minutes behind. Well, it depends on the site, I suppose. Has to verify his email, phone, driver's license, SSN, DNA sample, has to agree terms of service, and to follow the rules. Right. Chat third-party scraper. Follows no rules, doesn't react to any terms of service. Scrapes so fast the backend crashes. Now, generally speaking, that's a bad idea. Has no limitation, can access any data he wants. If I can get to it, it's mine. Entire industries are dedicated to stopping him. Website thinks his user agent is a phone. Doesn't care about changing policies, promising career at high-frequency trading firm. Just scrapes in his spare time. Even JavaScript can stop him. Pays laborers to solve captchas. Actually, well, we're kind of getting to the point where AI can solve all the captchas. Unless you're really going out of your way to annoy people. Doesn't even have a phone number. Can work anonymously. Parses HTML with regex. Yeah. Now, that's the annoying part, because if you write the code to essentially get the right fields, that's gonna be annoying because it might be broken. His business is profitable, can do whatever he wants, millions of engineer hours still can stop him from scraping. Yes. You would need to break your site. You need to go offline. And then you have your solution. Yet, writing scrapers kinda sucked because it just got broken all the time. So, what is the new way of scraping? I'm not even gonna show code first. I guess you might not even need code at all. But the solution is AI. So we got this website. So we can try to scrape from it. Now, how would we do it? Well, generally this would be a painful process. But let's see what we can do. So one solution in the new scraping game would be that we just inspect the page source completely and just throw this entire thing to AI and like, yeah, okay. The page source, the entire thing. And then I tell it to give me the monthly views. Let's go with that. But we ran into our first problem, and I'm intentionally leaving this in. That is a part of a learning moment. That AI might not like massive page sources, just massive HTML files, right? If you try the same trick at Gemini, Gemini still doesn't know, because it honestly just looks like a mess, right? I mean, yeah, good luck with this. But we actually don't need it, right? All we need is the text, right? We only need the HTML if we are trying to get something that is not visible. But suppose we are fishing for something that is visible, then we can just do select all. So our strategy is different. Give me the monthly views from this entire thing. I just copied it in, and what we have here is an answer. So last 28 days, we get an answer. Naturally, the same thing with Gemini, so this is not something that only super smart AIs can do. Second try on the HTML actually gives me no answer, again, with DeepSeek. Alright, but if we try it with Gemini, it works, right? It is a big block. but give me the monthly subs, and that's it, based on the provided HTML and the previous response. Just to see that it works, I opened a new chat too, and it's just reading from it. But generally speaking, unless you need something that is, well, in the HTML, you can just use the text. Let's suppose another example. I originally wanted YouTube, but apparently it doesn't load unless you log in. And I don't necessarily want you guys snooping on what I'm looking at. So anyway, we have the music section here. I'll just make sure we load a bunch of things. And then what are we going to do with it, right? We can just select all. I know this is janky, but this is a good example. Then we can go to AI. Give it to him and like, okay. Then you have make this data easy to copy into a spreadsheet, and this is what we're getting, right? We can just basically run with this. I guess just based on this, we can also ask questions about it. But also, we just have the relevant fields as well. And I basically gave no instructions here. DeepSeek naturally does the same thing. Yet, what would be the takeaway using these manual methods? Well, OG scraping is okay, as long as they make good websites and they don't change it. Otherwise, you can just throw AI the HTML, and maybe it's gonna work. But if you just need the text, then you can just throw AI the body text, and it's probably gonna work great. But I wrote code too, so we can see how this looks with possibly more customization and more powerful tools. But a very key step, a very important step, is that the project doesn't start by coding, but by planning. So I already wrote the whole thing, and this is super simple, deliberately. So we go to the page that I was showcasing before. We wait for a timeout here, because it might need to load. There could be a better solution to this, but this is fine. Then we get the HTML content, and then the prompt AI. Currently, this is the prompt. Exactly, extract monthly views from this YouTube channel analytics page. Content, return in the monthly views. Yeah, actually, this needs to be updated. Okay, we're gonna extract the requested fields, and this is the example output. This is important for consistency. Then we prompt AI just to get a response. We need to parse it too. And currently, we're just writing a text file over here. So it should be pretty simple. Yes, this could be made way more robust and generic, but yeah, I went for simple. So anyway, let's run it. And this is not gonna work as well because we are targeting the HTML. Okay. So we got the monthly views. Right. And nothing else. The problem was that the prompt was bad. So we were only requesting the monthly views. If we don't do that, then both versions work. Okay. I'm not gonna do anything here. Just gonna run it. So we are scraping by page source. Right. HTML. Let's go. I deliberately separated them. So we're gonna see the text here. But of course, we're gonna wait a little bit, and then we have the text. There you go. I'm gonna delete it. And we're gonna scrape by body text too. And the advantage of the HTML could be that possibly we have more information, but our request might get rejected. But anyway, it works either way. Of course, normally you would want to read from a spreadsheet or a database and dump into that too. But this is not about trying to handhold you through the entire process, but to just portray that scraping is easier than ever. All you would need, in most cases, is to either target the HTML or the body text with a very specific prompt. Both of what to scrape and what should be the output. And if this breaks, almost certainly your scraper that you build by hand would break too. The main reason to scrape the HTML would be is, let's suppose that you want to click a button. But let's say that in this magical realm, there is no way, not a single way, to possibly prepare for it ahead of time. So this possibly could exist, right? Let's say that some page is gonna be available, and before that, you cannot navigate to that, right? Kind of a niche case, but it does serve as a good portrayal of that particular situation. But of course, the main concern would be that they change it. Yet, let's just run with my example. So what would you do? Assuming that you are not doing it manually, what would you do is that AI, well, you would navigate to that page, get the page source, and then immediately find the right button and make AI click on that, right? And this would work every time, right? Yet, what would be my point? If you just want text, right? Then almost certainly just getting all the body text, like body inner text, is gonna be the best choice. But if you want interaction or some kind of hidden elements, then you want the HTML, I suppose. In fact, it would be possible to write automators in a sense that you tell AI to automate, and AI basically gets the page and then figures out which button to click on, suppose, or which element to get. Then you wait for it to resolve, and then AI can continue that. So on one end, you might say that, yeah, this could help you write the scraper, sure, but prompting AI is not that expensive. So there is no mercy from AI scrapers and AI automators, unless, perhaps, you're willing to throw anti-AI measures constantly. That's actually something that the AI cannot solve. Maybe account creation is something AI cannot navigate, especially assuming that you might need a phone code or something. But unless you need a human in the process, for sure, then it can be automated. Well, previously, the game was that you wrote a scraper that was perfectly normal, perfectly legit, right? And they changed their websites, and it broke because of that. So it was a thankless task. But those days are gone. If you can see it, it's yours. If you can log in, it's yours. AI scrapers and automators are super easy to make. Like literally, you just tell the website, like, yeah, you just scrape that, and that's it. And also super fun. Now, personally, I'm kind of hoping that this development will not lead to some kind of scraper wars, but, previously, Doji APIs, and there are many of them, possibly gonna discourage scrapers by actually offering a decent API, which is probably gonna be a thing in like 20 years or something. So if the API is good, just use that. If not, then they're just looking to get scraped, man. AI scraping and automation, I would love that, please. So let's go.